Ready? 3, 2, 1, cue. And one more. 3, 2, 1, cue. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. You have also a machine?
Yeah. All of them have.
Yeah, very nice.
Hello.
Hello. To the sun. Hi. Thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Close.
Yes, let's take a picture.
And she is the first time to visit embassy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
A little
Please,
nervous but
kindly.
excited.
Be kind, please.
I will try.
My name is Maju.
Hi, Marie-san. Thank you. よろしくお願いします。
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.
My name is Amanda.
Thank you very much, Tamara-san. It's a pleasure. よろしくお願いします。
And she is also first time.
So I'll be also nice.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
My name is Yuksa.
My pleasure, Rin-san. よろしくお願いします。Welcome to the embassy.
Thank you.
Okay, close. And she is the youngest girl and the first time. Okay.
Pleasure.
Thank you. And next, my wife.
Don't India with Israel, Jew, have the right also to be have the right also to be when you are condemning terrorism, don't make the material terrorism. I think when you have without your education, this is how you can. Second thing is about it's called chutzpah. Chutzpah in Hebrew is how do you say? I don't think there is an Japanese word for it. It's called daring. It's called sometimes you can say misbehavior on your superior. When you are challenging, you're saying, "I'm sorry for this. Something. I think there is a better solution. There is a better answer. I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry in the future. I think different." Israel is also Israel side as a diplomat. Yes, they are not afraid to challenge you, ask unique questions. So maybe they will get a solution. Maybe they think that there is another way. Maybe you are wrong. In Israel, the students are not afraid of making these challenges, making the person think maybe differently or not. Taking initiatives, daring, sometimes making mistakes. Sometimes making that mistake in the Israeli education is not the end of the world. It's maybe it's not fun, it's not easy, but it is part of the process. Sometimes you fail, then you can start again. You can fail and start again. And then this is why Israel is number one in the world in startup companies. Or this is why it's called the startup nation. So many startups in the world, for high tech, for example, technology, so many things Israel has invented. From cherry tomatoes to iron dome to drip irrigation to the disc. You know what disc? You know what disc? You put in your computer and you can have a lot of files inside, and then you can do another computer and everything is there. This is invention by Israel. Waste, irrigation system is invented by Israel. So there are so many, you can swallow a pill and then it can detect your internal organs without having operation. It's called pill therapy. This is also why I'm saying because this is the money to challenge. This is why we have so many Nobel Prize laureates, Israel. And I think this is the way because I was a student myself. It's not easy to say to your teacher, your parent, professor, principal, I'm sorry, but I think that there is a different solution. Sorry, I think you are wrong. This is not easy. It's not. He's the boss. He's the superior. And I know the Japanese society. Don't I respect it. But I think you ask about my tradition, my way of education. I think this is the thing is also portrayed in Israeli education system. And we have quite bold, we have also challenges. Not all of the Israelis are very core issues like mathematics, English, technology, or chemistry. Some of it take all the lot. We have to really do something because this is very important if you want to be a player and contribute to the economy. Please.
So now I would like to move on to the next question. So Israel has both coastal and mountainous regions. And how do you believe that the natural features help to shape the country?
Sorry, again, can you repeat this question?
Israel has both coastal and mountainous regions.
Coastal and?
Like mountains.
Mountains, okay.
And how do you believe that the natural features help shaping the country?
Well, yes, Israel is a very beautiful country with a beautiful landscape, with a lot of archaeology and beautiful beaches. I love the beach of Yokohama, but I think the beach in Israel are not less even, I like the white sand. It's a different sand because here is the ocean. But we have mountains. We have Jerusalem. We have the Mount Hermon. We have the Dead Sea, the lowest place on earth. We have a lot of not only of landscape, but also very important sites for Christianity, for Islam, of course for Judaism. It's a cradle of Judaism. It's a cradle of three monotheistic religions. Also for Baha'is, for others. Israel is open for every religion. We have Jews, we have everywhere. And we are open and everybody can worship. But I think the landscape, Israel is very small. And most of the population is concentrated in the center. But the vision of the Zionism of Israel is to be spread, to be like in Japan. Not everybody should be focused in Yokohama or Tokyo. People should live also in Hokkaido, in Okinawa, in Kyushu. I think it's only natural to live and to be around your country and to live everywhere that you live. This is your country. So this is the vision that we have. Well, unfortunately, you know the situation now. We are being attacked from 7 fronts, from Iran and from Lebanon, Hamas, Syria, and others, and Houthis in Yemen. So, but in very, very, very small. But we can protect ourselves. There's also friends, others. But I think that this is. You asked about how it is reflected on the people of Israel. Because we are small, so and we don't have very good train systems like in Japan. So there are a lot of traffic jams inside inside the center of Israel, especially on some days of the week, Thursday evening, it's very, very packed. We need the Japanese system of Shinkansen and others. But I think that it's also reflected on people that like to go to the beaches, go to play on the beach, go to run on the sea. Israelis love very much to hike. The desert, we like to hike the desert. We like to go skiing. We like to go. I'm a runner, I'm a scuba diver, so we go to Eilat, to the Red Sea in the south of Israel to dive. It's the most beautiful reefs and the fish in the world there. It's really, really amazing. And the coral reefs and others. So, and of course, when you have this, so you are also practicing sport. Israelis love very much sport. You go to Jerusalem, which is higher and cooler. So if you want to get, because it's very humid now in Israel and hot, so you go up to the mountains and you are more relaxed and less sweaty. So that's the connection between Israelis and landscape.
Thank you so much. So next
Next question, and also I'm from Meiji-Gakuin University. And next question is that I read that Israel's industries relies on manufacturing sector based on rapid and intensive research and development. So can you please tell us the significance of high technology industry in your country?
You know, many years ago, in the 60s and 70s, we were very proud of ourselves. So we thought that we can produce cars, and we can compete with Japan. Korea, Italy, and Germany, and US, all the major cars producers in the industry. And we started to produce cars. It was called Susita. You can Google it. What is Susita? S-U-S-I-T-A. These were very, very bad cars. My father used to have one. It was from fiberglass, smelly, noisy, no air conditioning. Really, really bad cars. So in the 70s or 80s, we started to import cars from Japan. Subaru was the first one. There was an Arab boycott on Israel, so Japan was not having trade relations with Israel. Then the 80s started, 70s, 80s, Subaru came, and then all the Japanese companies came to Israel. And we understood that it's better to invest in the brain of the car, in the technology, in the navigation system, in the computers of the car, than to produce the cars. We don't have the advantage. Japan is much bigger than us, and the Japan industry is more advanced than us. Why should we do it? Because it costs a lot of money to produce a car. Let's concentrate on the ideas of how cars should be driven. If car can go in an autonomous car, if there can be a navigation system, if there will be a car protective technology like Mobileye. Mobileye was invented in Israel. Israel is invented Mobileye, which is, what Mobileye is? It's avoid accidents. You can, every car today in the world has how to avoid accidents. If you see a car or somebody else, it should be beeping, or you go backwards so don't hit someone. This was invented by Israel. So we abandoned these cars, and the legend is that the camels ate these cars. And my wife also, my father gave this car, and my mother was a bit less upset with him because she got a Subaru, so she's very happy with Subaru. But what I'm trying to explain to you is that we are trying to focus on our advantage. In economy, there is a law in economy that you have to focus on what your advantage in. If you are more advantage in producing cars or computers, so focus on this. And we understood that the Israeli brain and innovation is something, and this is why the high tech is the main engine of the Israeli economy today. And so many today, for example, Wiz, it's a high tech company of something protected on the cloud. Google offered them $23 billion to buy them by Google. They rejected it. But just to give you an example of how Israeli technology is so sophisticated and advanced, I think that this economy also will produce other things other than this, but this economy of Israel and the combination between the Israeli high-tech and the Israeli innovation with the Japanese technology, with the Japanese experience, with Japanese industrial might and wisdom, we can combine things together and we can have synergy to make better world. I can give you an example. There were two professors from Tel Aviv University and the Technion, Haifa University. I met, and they invented kind of an instrument to detect breast cancers for women. Breast cancer is a very, very serious disease, and you have because the woman has to go for mammography and to check it, and it's not a nice, sometimes it's painful, and it's not a nice, and also it does not detect more than 70% of the cases of possible cancer, breast cancer. Now, this invention of them, this is like you blow in a tube, like you detect alcohol if you drive. You blow in a tube, and it's 91 or 92% of accuracy just blowing in a tube if you have suspicious for breast cancer or not. You don't need mammography anymore. Now, this was invented in Israel, and I met the Japanese doctor who is producing it here. He is from Ishigaki. I met him just a few weeks ago. And this combination between Japan can produce these kind of things and cooperate, of course, and have this experience of Japan, but together with the Israeli technology and the Israeli ideas, this is something that can change the world. It's not only for breast cancers. There are also other areas or other diseases of cancer in other places, in other, let's say, organs, that this instrument can detect. So this is something that can change the world. They are going for the FDA in the United States to get a license to produce it. And this is an example of cooperation between Japan and Israel that can change the world for mankind and contribute to the health of people. So it's just one example of how we can cooperate and what is the advantage of the Israeli technology. There are some saying made in Israel, invented in Israel, made in Japan, or something like combination like this. But it can be also invented in Japan and jointly together. So I think Japanese and Israelis, as two very close nations, can do a lot together on this kind of field.
Next question, and I'm from Yokohama Kyoritsu Gakuen High School. And, next question is, sorry. My name is Tamana Mizuno, and I'm a second grade of Yokohama Kyoritsu Gakuen. So, next question. Sorry. What would you say are some cultural values of people in Israel?
Sorry again, what?
Sorry. What would you say are some cultural values of people in Israel?
Cultural barriers.
Cultural values, yes.
That's a good question. First of all, we are in the Middle East. We are in a country that was in war for a long time. I think it reflects on the people. We don't have, we wanted to play, for example, in Asia. We are part of Asia. We are not part of Europe. We wanted to play soccer in the Asian national football competition with Japan, with Iraq, with Bahrain, and with Iran. But we can't because of the Arabs. They will not accept us. This is why we are having all our competitions in Europe. But we are not part of Europe. We are part of Asia. So this is a barrier for us. This is a barrier for us to be integrated to our to the region. The region of Israel is the Middle East, is Asia. We speak different language. We speak Hebrew. Well, Europe, they speak other languages, and in Asia, in our they speak Arabic. The second language of Israel, the official language, is Arabic. We have communities that are not really integrated into the society. I spoke about the ultra-Orthodox Jews that are not part of, they are part of Israel, but their cultural experiences or cultural behavior is different from us, from the Israelis, let's say. They will not go to a dance show because they cannot see a woman dancing or singing. This is a problem for them, but this is only part of the Israeli society. It's not a small part. Arab population is also different from the Jewish population. They are also Israelis, but they are
they have a different cultural, which we respect, of course, the different cultural singing, songs, writing. They write in Arabic. It's different from us. But it's again, it's different. I think that cooperation between Jews and Arabs in Israel is very important. Also, there are a lot of teams, a lot of dancing, and from producing olive oil to a theater in Akko and others. There are some cities in Israel that are combined between Jews and Arabs. And this is very important for coexistence with the Arab community in Israel. I think that if we would not under threat all the time, being attacked, what happened on October 7, and now what's happening with Iran, Hezbollah, we would have been more relaxed. But if you come to Israel, someone who was in Israel before, there are direct flights between Japan, Tokyo. It's new, between Tokyo and Tel Aviv. So I invite you to come to Israel. But I'm saying that Israel is if you go to Israel, you see the culture is very, very wide. Cinema, theater, dancing, art, museums, everything, all things that sport, painting, galleries, concerts, opera, everything that you can imagine that I see here in Japan. Tokyo and Japan is also, Tokyo is the capital of the world on culture as well. The most beautiful exhibitions coming here. Israelis love so much Japanese art, kintsu. Israelis love very much artists from Japan. Sama Yoyoi, for example. She had the most successful exhibition in Tel Aviv Museum in history of Israel. You couldn't get tickets for it. I couldn't get the ticket, and I'm the ambassador here. When Israelis come here to Japan, they love so much Japanese culture. They love so much Japanese art. They go to see the kabuki, and they go to see the shrines, and they go to see the dancing here. Israeli companies are honored to come here. I just went last week to see a concert by the Philharmonic of Tokyo with Dan Ettinger, one of the most successful composers and director of the Philharmonic here. Many Israelis on jazz coming here to present. Many Japanese come to Israel to present. So I think the two cultural aspects and communities in Israel and Japan are very much interested and curious about each other. Israelis are very curious about Japan, and I see, because of the direct flights now between Israel and Japan, there are a lot of Israelis coming here to explore the Japanese culture, the Japanese landscape, the Japanese heritage, the Japanese tradition. So I said there are obstacles, but there are also challenges, but there are also prospects for the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm Paris junior and senior high school student, and my name is Wing Sama. I want to ask you a question about you. As a child, what did you want to be when you grew up?
When I was young,
Yes.
I wanted to be a diplomat. Oh, you ask me now what I want to be when I grow up? Well, I want to have grandchildren. No, but it's a very good question. When I was 16 years old, I went with a high school exchange program to Germany. Between Germany and Israel, there is a lot of history. The Holocaust? And I believe you know about the Sugya Rachione, the righteous among the nations who saved Jews during World War II. So there was a program that we went to Germany, and Germans came to Israel. And I was 16, and I came to the embassy like you came here today, and we met a diplomat from the Israeli embassy. And I looked at him, and he was explaining to me what I'm doing, what he's doing, and what is the embassy doing. And I was very impressed, and I I said to myself, I love my country. I'm a very patriot for Israel. I was a guide. I was in the Boy Scouts for many years. I was there, one of the leaders there. I went to the army. I love my country, but I also was, a backpacker around the world. I went even to Japan as a backpacker. It was very expensive, so I stayed only 1 week and I left. But I went to South America. I'm very, very much curious about the world, about different culture, about different places, about different food, about different culinary, about different art, everything. It's fascinating for me also to sit with you, to listen to your questions. If I had more time, I would have asked you questions about how you live, how is Yokohama, what do you want to do? What do you want to do when you are older, when you grow up? You ask me a question, I'm asking you.
Now I want to be a teacher.
Okay. I want to tell you something. Then, when I was 16, I decided that I want to join my patriotism and my love to Israel, and also to represent it abroad and to explore new things. So I think this combination was a good one for me. But I want to tell you something. It doesn't matter what you want. It doesn't matter what you want to be. If you want to be a policeman, if you want to be a teacher, if you want to be a stock exchange broker, if you want to be a career diplomat, or if you want to be a soldier. My suggestion to you is, when you're grown up, do something meaningful for you. Do something that will fill you with happiness, that you are contributing to the society, to yourself, that you are satisfied. It doesn't matter what you do. You can also be a seller of vegetables. It's okay, or a farmer, but you are doing something meaningful for yourself and for your soul. You are giving food to others. You are feeding others, or you are teaching others, or you are protecting others, or you are fighting in a good way, not in a bad way, but to protect people, or you are keeping the public order as a policeman, or you are teaching. You have to go to bed at night, say Oyasu Minasai, but to think, what did I do today to contribute to myself, to others, to mankind, to my soul. And if you do something meaningful, it doesn't matter what you're going to do. That's my advice to you.
Okay, so the next question is, I read that Israeli people have one of the highest life expectancies in the world. And what do you think are the main reasons for the high standards in Israel?
First of all, I think Japan has the highest life expectancy in the world. We want to be like Japan. That's interesting what you said to me. And honestly, I'm not sure what is the right answer. Israelis are optimistic. If you see, I think Bhutan invented it, the level of happiness in the world. Israel is ranked very, very high in the happiness scale. How you are, why you are happy. I think when you are happy, I think there is a connection between soul and physical body conditions. Israel is, despite of the challenges and the threats, are happy people. We are number one in the OECD. You know OECD? Number one in the world in children. For percent, we are 3.1 or 3.2. And I think that big families give you more happiness and more satisfaction. I'm not sure that we are so healthy. I think that I think Japanese food is much more healthier than our food. But you are right. You know, I have a grandmother. I miss her very much. She's still alive. She's 99 years old. And she's still smoking. Don't smoke. yes, it is. I think this is maybe this can be part of the. I think also the reason. I think also because we have very advanced caring of older people, taking care of, for example, not only of their medical conditions, but also of their mental conditions. We have a lot of programs how the old people not to be alone. Loneliness is very, very problematic, especially after COVID and other. But the world has to cope with loneliness. It's really, really difficult. And the last thing is, of course, the very, very advanced medical system in Israel. The medical system in Israel is the most advanced in the world. And I think that this makes the life expectancy longer.
Moving on to the next question. So what are some qualities of Israel that you would like to personally raise awareness in Japan and different parts of the world?
Not to be afraid. Not to be afraid. When you are afraid, or you have fear always, you cannot move. You are stuck. This is the Israeli way. To dare, to challenge, to innovate, to think out of the box, to be brave, after what we've suffered the past 75, 76 years and after October 7th. This is bravery. I just had a visit of youngsters, of people your age from near Gaza, from living in Israel. One of them, her grandfather is still abducted in Gaza. Others lost their friends and family. Their friends were murdered and kidnapped. But they are brave. They will come back here to live there. They will not give up. And I think also peace. Israelis want to live in peace. They don't want war. We don't want war. We didn't start October 7 attack. We didn't want it to be like this. We want our 115 hostages to be dead. This is what we want. We want to live in peace. Palestinian children should live in peace and security, and we should live in peace and security. And this is the message of peace that I wanted to project. This is why I was so upset when Nagasaki mayor decided not to invite me to the peace ceremony, and rather to invite the Iranians and the Palestinians. This is not right. This is the opposite message to Japan. It's the opposite message to the world, and you see how the reaction of the US, UK, and others to this very regrettable decision that its ceremony is tomorrow. I think this is the message. And the last message is that we have to be strong to defend ourselves. On the other hand, to hold the olive oil to say that we want to have peace. And we have demonstrated in the past how we want to have peace, but we have to be strong, because if we are not strong and cannot defend ourselves, there are bad people in the world, including Iranians and others, that are calling for our destruction. So you have to be strong, but you have to present, to reach your hand for peace. I think this combination, these two elements, along with innovation, what I said today, more cultural, about being a member of the free world and be connected to the world and accepting tourism and going and exploring and inventing things to make the world a better place. We call it tikkun olam. It's in Hebrew, make the world better. We want to make the world better. We want that people will live longer and happier. No hunger in the world. No accidents. No. Let's invent things. Let's have science together. Let's have culture together. Let's have education. Let's have freedom together. And let's have happiness. And I think also the last thing is that Israel wants to project happiness to the world. We have to be happy. We have to live happy. And this is what we live for. And when you are happy, the world looks in a different and much better way.
So my next question is, what is your passion about working as an Israel ambassador in Japan?
I love very much Japan. I love the people. I love the landscape. I love the food, culinary. I love the respect. I learn about it. I love the respect for defects. The kintsugi, for example, is something that the perfection and imperfection, but not all of us are perfect. I learned from it. I'm a marathon runner, so I used to run, I ran 6 marathons. I ran also Tokyo Marathon as well. But I understood when I thought about the Japanese philosophy, I wanted to break my record, but I can't run as I used to run 15 or 20 years ago. I'm older, and my body is different. So I was struggling to get better results. But then I understood, think the Japanese philosophy. Think that you are not perfect and your body is not perfect anymore, not in the shape that I used to be 20 years ago. And when you realize it, you can enjoy the running. And I enjoyed very much running in Tokyo and other places. I love running. So I think I learned a lot from Japan. I think the Japanese people and Japanese government is a very friendly government to Israel, standing by us, having cooperation in all fields, economy and politically, defense, art, culture, education. There are a lot of youngsters coming to Israel. There are Japanese students learning in Israel and Israelis learning in Japan. And I feel very, very comfortable here and I feel very happy here. One thing I didn't do, I tried but I couldn't, I failed, is to learn Japanese. I know some, but it's not what I wanted. I didn't have the time for it because of the constant work that I had to do.
My next question is, what are your goals as an ambassador?
I want to make Japan and Israel closer. I want to have agreements, more agreements between Japan and Israel. Agreement that will cement and will be the pillar of the Japan-Israel relations. It's called strategic partnership between Japan and Israel. That's what I'm aiming for. I would like to have more visits of Japanese coming to Israel, higher ranking, but also tourists. More Israelis coming here. I would like to have agreements on free trade agreement. I don't know if you know what it is. Free trade agreement, which you don't have barriers of taxes and tariffs. In Israel, for Japanese commodity, cars coming, or computers, or televisions, and then here, and then it elevates the bilateral trade because there are no barriers. I think it's important. I would like to make it happen that we have signed last year an agreement, working holiday visa agreement, it's called, that youngsters between the age of 18 to 30 from Japan, 200 every year, can come to Israel for 1 year to work and to travel. Because when you are young, you don't have enough money, so you want to work. So we can work and because every visa now is only for 3 months. Now it can be for 1 year. And also Israel is coming here every year. I hope that this agreement will be approved whenever we can. And to have you are the future, you are the young people, to come to Israel to visit, to work, to study, to travel, and to enjoy Israel as I enjoy here in Japan. So there are many things. There are also a lot of other things that I want to do in other fields. I would like to strengthen the defense cooperation between Japan and Israel. I think we have a lot of challenges that are very similar. Japan has challenges and threats. Israel has the same threat, and I think we can cooperate on many things. And in every possible field, I want more university cooperation. I want more tourists coming from Japan to Israel. I want to have more direct flights. I want that ANA will have a code share with El Al. I want so many things. So that's my goal.
My next question is, what surprised you when you came to Japan?
Well, I knew Japan before I came here, so it was not my first time to come as ambassador to Japan. I was before that a diplomat and a traveler. I think it's different from anything else that I knew in a good way. The respect to each other, the quiet. You don't hear noise in the streets, in the trains. People are quiet. It's nice for me to hear because Israelis are very vocal, and others are very vocal. And I think the kindness of the Japanese people, trying to help you, even if someone doesn't know English, and I ask him a question, but he will try his best to help you because he understands that you don't know where to go or you are lost. He will come to help you. And this kindness is something that really attracts me, and I think that the safety also. You know, you can leave your wallet or your watch or your cell phone, and it will be back to you. It will be back to you, or it will stay like this. Nobody will touch it, even if it's on the street or something. Nobody will steal for you. Nobody will touch. So that's something that, and of course, it's so clean and so. And I think the landscape of Japan was really something that I didn't know how much Japan is so beautiful, because I came here only for Tokyo for work, but and I went out. Tokyo is very beautiful as well, but and I went out to see the landscape. I went to Fukushima, and I went to Mitakeyu Valley, and I went to Okinawa, and to Kyushu, and to Hokkaido, and to everywhere that I could in Japan. The landscape is so beautiful, and to climb Mount Fuji, I climbed Mount Fuji together with my friend Rami Manuel, the U.S. ambassador, and I was diving in Okinawa and in Izu Prefecture, in Shimoda, and climbing the mountains of Hokkaido, and really hiking in a lot of places in Japan. And I think it's a beautiful country. It's a beautiful people, and I'm very honored and very happy to serve here. And I wish that you would do the same and come to visit Israel. So if you can put in your article, come to visit Israel. It's a beautiful place as well. I know now it's a bit sensitive, the situation. There's a travel warning of the Gaimushu, and I understand, I respect it. But I believe that after the war, the situation will be allowing you to come and to see and to explore my beautiful country as well. And beautiful people, though we are much more vocal than you. So you have to get to accept it, but I think it's a beautiful culinary and beautiful people also in Israel. They are very warm. I think this is very different from Japan. Japanese are maybe warm up, but you do not present it. For example, in Japan, you come and when you meet someone, you bow. You don't touch. Israel, not only will hug you, Israeli. So it's different. You know, it's kind of you don't hug in Japan. You bow, or maximum you shake the hand, but you bow. We hug. Sometimes they kiss, just in a good way, because it's kind of the warmness of the Israelis. So I think that there are differences of behaviors. It's also something that is very interesting for us. Thank you.
So this is our last question. Do you have any messages towards Japanese students and the people?
Yes. First of all, I would like to thank you for being a friend to Israel, for being generous for us, for me, for the embassy, for standing by us since our most horrible days, since the Holocaust, for us all. I wish that the Japanese students will know more about Israel. They know more about the true nature of Israel. What I spoke before, about innovation, about peaceful country, about people that just want to live and play volleyball on the beach or run on the or to have jogging or to have art and to have culture and science. I wish that Japanese people will know more about us. I think that Japanese, because sometimes in the media reports, when you open TV and you ask you will see only Israel with bombs and guns and firing and explosive. But this is not Israel. Israel is a very safe place to be, a very beautiful place to be, very welcoming place to be. And there are so much things that I think the people in Japan do not know. And I think the youngsters, you are the future, should know about it and should talk about it. That Israel is not a land of deserts and camels and bombs. It's a land of milk and honey and innovation and sport and art and education and great academy and startup nation. And the skyline of Tel Aviv is like the skyline of Tokyo. It's a very strong economy. And Israelis are happy people. Despite all of the challenges, Israelis are happy people. And I wish that you, as the young generation of Japan and the future leaders maybe of Japan, will think good about Israel. Will think good about Israelis. Want peace and want good cooperation with Japan. I invite you all to come to visit my country, as I tell my Israeli friends to come to Japan. Thank you. Well, yes. What do you think about Israel? Honestly. Don't be shy. I told you. You can tell things that I even don't like. Tell me whatever you think. Thank you. I'm very happy to hear it. Some of you want to be a reporter in the news, to work in the media. Very interesting. So you are believing if you are going to be on NHK or PBS or in the future, please remember it. And please give us an honest and fair coverage, because I have to be very, very honest with you. I don't think it's fair what's happening here. I don't think it's fair when NHK is, you see the ceremony in Hiroshima that I was sitting there, and when the governor of Hiroshima was speaking about countries, superpowers that are using their power in order to kill civilians, so NHK was focusing on me. I don't think it's fair. I think it's manipulation. This is what sometimes the Japanese press is doing, and this is unfair. We will protest NHK afterwards about it. But I think you should be fair. Yes, there are casualties in Gaza. Unfortunately, civilians sometimes. We try our best not to hit no one who is not related to terrorism. We are exercising the right of Israel to defend itself. That's it. And it's a very bitter war. We don't want this war, but we want to secure our hostages. And we want this war, and that we don't want Hamas to attack us anymore in the future. That's the only thing that we want. And when its two goals of this war are met, we will stop it. Nobody wants war. I have sons that went to the army. I have a daughter now in the army. They were fighting in Gaza. They didn't like it. I didn't like it. I was worried. This is what we didn't want this. My message to you is, it's okay, it's democracy. You can criticize Israel if we need to be criticized. We are not perfect. We have made some mistakes at the end. But to be fair, because at the end of the bottom line, Israel is a good country that wants to contribute to mankind. This is why the Japanese government stand by us. It's difficult, I know, because of the public opinion. It's not easy for the government to stand by Israel, but they stand by us at the Security Council. When Ikawa-san came to Israel, she met here with families of hostages. She's going to meet in the future someone that was secured from Gaza, Noah Ramani. And I'll give you in a minute booklet about the manga on her. To be fair, you can criticize, but also should be criticizing or saying what Israel is good for and to show the whole picture. So the thing, unfortunately, the Japanese public is being introduced only to the bad side of the challenging things or the bad things of the war, but not about what Israel is doing. I'm counting on it. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Okay, so Kara-san, we will give them this one. This is for the hostages. If you want to use it, Kara-san will give it to you, and then I'll put one. And this is the booklet about Noah Gamani. She was secured. She was staying in 250 as a hostage in Gaza. So please have it. And I wish you a good luck to you. Thank you very much to the teachers. Let's have a group photo, yeah. And then I have to run because I have another meeting. All right?
It's okay. Leave.
Come.
Take a picture. Photo.
Anna-san, where do you want us to stand?
Here.
So let's have a chair. If you can take a chair over there. All right.
Okay, let's go.
Could you please move a little bit more left, right? This side. Why don't you put them on? You gotta.
These for children, the orange.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
You want also the other?
My camera, oh, yes. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
All right.
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And enjoy. Have the same trip back to your farm.
Okay, take care. ありがとうございました。
I do no problem.
そういうことね。ニューベース。でも我々の名刺を受け取ってくれるのかしら。